The Halloween Chase. My name is Tessa, but everyone calls me Tess. Today is Halloween, my absolute favorite holiday. Every year, my friends and I organize a massive scare game. We split into teams and see who can last the longest without getting caught. This year, I'm determined to win. I'm in 9th grade, but I started school late and was held back in 7th grade, so I'm already driving. I live with my mom, but she's pretty laid back and doesn't mind what I do as long as I'm safe. I spend most of my time at my friends' houses, and they are all guys. Their parents don't care either, since I'm gay. I have curly brown hair and light skin. I'm fast and strong, which helps in these games. Right now, I'm driving to my friend Alex's house. The rest of the crew, Jordan, Max, and Jamie, should already be there. I pull up in Alex's driveway and head to the door. I'm wearing my usual black jeans and my favorite black hoodie. My hair is loose, as I hate tying it up. "Hey, Alex," I say when he opens the door. He steps aside with a grin. "About time, Tess. Everyone's waiting." I roll my eyes and follow him inside. Alex has short black hair and dark brown skin. He's taller than me and plays basketball. He's also super smart, and we all suspect he might be bi, though he hasn't said anything yet. I wave to his mom, who's busy feeding his little brother, and we head down to the basement. It's huge, with a bunch of games, a couch, beanbag chairs, and a carpet. "Finally!" Max shouts as we walk in. I toss a pillow at him. "Chill, there was traffic." Max is built like a football player, which makes sense since he's on the team. He has dirty blonde hair and tan skin. He's loud and always has something to say, but he's also super protective, especially of his twin brother, Jamie. Despite his tough exterior, he's one of the kindest people I know. Jamie, on the other hand, is quieter and more into reading and drawing. He has the same blonde hair as Max but is much leaner. He's also gay, which is how we became friends in the first place. He's sitting on a beanbag, watching Jordan play a video game. Jordan is my best friend. We've known each other since 7th grade when I transferred schools. He was the first person to talk to me. He has messy auburn hair, light skin, and freckles. He's on the track team, and while he used to be faster than me, I've caught up. He's also surprisingly good at makeup, probably because he has 4 sisters. I plop down on the couch next to Max, and Alex sits beside Jamie. Jordan and I are convinced they like each other. "Jordan, come on," I call. Only I get to call him by his full name. He puts down the controller and drops into a chair. "So, what's the plan?" "This year, we're catching them at the old park," Alex explains. "Every year, we pick a different location for our game. This year, it's our turn to cut the power to the park." The game is basically a giant hide-and-seek tag, with a twist. We all wear orange flags, and the goal is to grab the other team's flags. Costumes come later when we go trick-or-treating. Max raises his hand like we're in class. We're dressing up as zombies and other creepy stuff. My brother found some awesome costumes. We all dig through the pile of costumes and pick our outfits. I grab a creepy doll costume, even though I hate dresses. It's an old black dress with rips and fake blood splatters. I figure it'll look cool once Jordan does my makeup. I head to the bathroom to change and check myself out in the mirror. The dress is way too short, but it'll do for the game. I head back to the basement, where the guys are already in their costumes. Max is dressed as a zombie clown, sprawled on the couch. "You should wear dresses more often," he teases. I snort. "Not happening." Jamie, dressed as a vampire, chimes in, "It doesn't look bad, though." I roll my eyes. "This is a one-time thing." Max grins mischievously. "Sophie would love to see you in a dress." I glare at him. What? Sophie is my only close female friend, and she's on the other team. Everyone, especially Max, is convinced we like each other. I don't. Well, maybe a little, but I don't want to mess up our friendship. She'd totally love it, Max says, wiggling his eyebrows. I make a face. No, she wouldn't. Because she likes you. Max shouts, laughing. I cover my ears, but he doesn't stop. Alex walks in, dressed as a zombie hunter, and I uncover my ears. What's going on, he asks. Mason won't shut up about Sophie, I grumble. Alex grins, and I groan. Not you too. They keep teasing me until Jordan comes in, already in his zombie makeup. He's wearing ripped clothes and has fake scars all over his face. Who's ready for makeup, he asks. Jordan does everyone's makeup, and we all look pretty terrifying. He paints my face pale white with bright red lips and makes me look like a creepy doll. He even straightens my hair and ties it into 2 braids with black ribbons. Once we're all ready, we head out to the park. I drive us to the power station, and Jordan and I sneak inside to cut the power. It's easy, and soon the entire park is plunged into darkness. We split up, with Alex and Jamie acting as bait in the middle of the field. Max and Jordan take one side, and I take the other, hiding behind some bushes. The game begins, and after a while, I spot Sophie sneaking up on Alex and Jamie. She's dressed in all black, her long hair tied back in a braid. I watch as she grabs their flags, and they head to the bleachers to sit out. Now it's just me, Jordan, and Sophie left. I decide to make my move. I sprint toward Sophie, but she dodges at the last second. We circle each other, both of us grinning. Hey, Tess, she says softly. Hey, Soph. What do you think the guys are talking about? I ask, glancing at the bleachers where they are all pointing at us. Probably about us liking each other, she says with a smirk. I nod. Yeah, probably. They're so immature, she says, rolling her eyes. I laugh. Definitely. Do you like me? I ask, surprising myself. She smiles. Yeah, I do. I stop in my tracks, staring at her. Wait, seriously. She takes advantage of my distraction and lunges for my flag, but I catch her hands. I'm stronger than her. I like you too, I admit. She grins. Good to know. I lean in closer. Can I kiss you? She nods, and I press my lips to hers. The guys on the bleachers erupt in cheers, but I ignore them. As we kiss, I sneak her flag from her pocket and wave it behind her back for the guys to see. When we pull apart, I grin at her. I win. She laughs, realizing her flag is gone. Chuche. The guys rush over, all talking at once. Max and Jamie shout, "We told you so," while Alex and Jordan tease us with ship names. I notice Alex and Jamie holding hands, and when I ask them about it, Jamie blushes. We all head out for trick-or-treating, the lights back on by now. We fill our pillowcases with candy until we can't carry any more, then head to Max's house to watch horror movies and eat candy until we fall asleep. It's the perfect Halloween. I wake up the next morning to the sound of someone snoring loudly. I blink my eyes open and realize I'm still on the floor of Max's living room, surrounded by candy wrappers and my friends, all passed out in various positions. The TV is still on, playing some horror movie we must have fallen asleep to. I sit up, rubbing my eyes, and glance around. Max is sprawled on the couch, one arm hanging off the side. Jordan is curled up in a beanbag chair, his baseball cap pulled over his face. Alex and Jamie are on the other couch, and I can't help but smile when I see that they are still holding hands, even in their sleep. And then there's Sophie, lying next to me, her head resting on my shoulder. I freeze for a second, my heart doing that weird fluttery thing it's been doing ever since last night. I glance down at her, and she looks so peaceful, her long black hair spilling over her face. I don't want to wake her, but I also don't want to move and risk disturbing her. I sit there for a few minutes, just watching her breathe, my mind replaying everything that happened last night. The kiss. The way she smiled at me afterward. The way she said she liked me. It all feels surreal, like something out of a dream. But it wasn't a dream. It was real. And now, I have no idea what happens next. Before I can spiral too much, Sophie stirs beside me. She blinks her eyes open, and for a moment, she looks confused, like she's trying to remember where she is. Then her eyes meet mine, and she smiles sleepily. "Morning," she says, her voice soft and a little raspy from sleep. "Morning," I reply, my heart doing that fluttery thing again. She sits up, stretching her arms above her head. Did we really fall asleep in our costumes? I glance down at my creepy doll dress, which is now wrinkled and covered in candy wrappers. Looks like it. Sophie laughs, and the sound makes me smile. Well, at least we survived the night. Barely, I say, glancing at the pile of empty candy wrappers. I think we might have eaten our weight in candy. She grins. Worth it. We sit there in comfortable silence for a moment, the early morning light filtering through the windows. I can hear the soft breathing of the others as they continue to sleep, and for a second, everything feels perfect. Peaceful. But then, of course, Max ruins it. "Oh, my head," he groans, sitting up on the couch and rubbing his temples. "Why did we eat so much candy?" I laugh. "Because we're idiots." Max glares at me, but there's no real heat behind it. "Next year, we're setting a candy limit." "Good luck enforcing that," Jordan mumbles from his bin bag, still half asleep. One by one, the others start to wake up, groaning and stretching as they come to life. Alex and Jamie are the last to wake up, and when they realize they are still holding hands, they both blush furiously and quickly let go. I exchange a knowing look with Sophie, and we both stifle our laughter. Once everyone is awake, we start cleaning up the mess we made. Max's parents are due back later today, and we don't want to leave the house looking like a candy-filled disaster zone. We gather up the wrappers, fold the blankets, and put away the leftover candy, which, surprisingly, there's still a lot of. As we're cleaning, Sophie and I keep stealing glances at each other. Every time our eyes meet, I feel that same flutter in my chest, and I can't help but smile. It's weird, but in a good way. I've never felt like this about anyone before, and I'm not sure what to do with it. Once the living room is clean, we all collapse onto the couches again, too tired to do much else. So, Max says, breaking the silence. "What's the plan for today?" "Sleep," Jordan mutters, pulling his hat down over his face again. "Agreed," Alex says, leaning back against the couch. "I was thinking we could go to the park later," Jamie suggests. "You know, just hang out. Maybe play some soccer or something." Max groans. "No more running. My legs are still sore from last night." I laugh. "You're just mad because Joe tackled you." Max glares at me. "He's freakishly strong, okay. It's not my fault." Sophie nudges me with her elbow. "You were pretty impressive last night, though. That flag-stealing move was genius." I grin. "Thanks. I had to get creative." She smiles back at me, and for a moment, it feels like we're the only two people in the room. But then Max interrupts again. "Okay, enough with the flirting," he says, rolling his eyes. "We get it. You two like each other." I feel my face heat up, and I glance at Sophie, who's blushing too. The others start teasing us, and I bury my face in my hands, groaning. Can we not do this right now? I mumble. Sorry, Tess, Jordan says, not sounding sorry at all. But you know we're never going to let this go, right? I sigh. Yeah, I figured. Sophie laughs beside me, and I can't help but smile. As embarrassing as it is, I kind of like that they're teasing us. It makes everything feel more real, like this thing between Sophie and me is actually happening. After a while, the teasing dies down, and we all settle into a comfortable silence. I glance at Sophie, and she gives me a small smile, her eyes soft and warm. I smile back, feeling that familiar flutter in my chest. Maybe this is what happens next. Maybe we just take it one step at a time, figuring things out as we go. And maybe, just maybe, this is the start of something really good. Later that afternoon, we all head to the park, just like Jamie suggested. The sun is shining, and the air is crisp with the lingering chill of fall. We kick around a soccer ball for a while, but mostly we just hang out, talking and laughing like we always do. At one point, Sophie and I break off from the group, walking along the edge of the park. The others are still playing soccer, their shouts and laughter echoing in the distance. So, Sophie says, glancing at me. What now? I shrug, feeling a little nervous. I don't know. I guess we just see where this goes. She smiles. I like that idea. We walk in silence for a while, our hands brushing against each other as we walk. Finally, I gather up the courage to reach out and take her hand. She squeezes my hand in return, and I feel that familiar warmth spread through me. Yeah, I think to myself. This is definitely the start of something good. As we walk back to join the others, I can't help but feel excited about whatever comes next. Halloween may be over, but something tells me this is just the beginning of a new adventure. And I can't wait to see where it takes us.